Hi friends, Denise here, coming at you from one more step closer to the reselling space that I want in my garage. I have already shared some parts of this process and it just keeps getting better. Today I completely overhauled this little nook, which is next to my furnace behind the curtain. I just put that there so I don't have to look at that anymore. And I have a sheet up and I have my photographing table that has two pieces of foam core now placed in this little nook next to my furnace, and a bookshelf that we have. Before I had it right here, so it was kind of like sticking out. I just want to disclose that I am getting all sorts of tasks done today, and I don't really feel like I am camera ready. My bangs are a hot mess today and it's hot in the garage. That is the one problem, but I have a thrift haul that I want to share and I'm gonna photograph too. I also have some things to just like chat about that's happening on Posh. And so let me just show you really quickly. Now my camera is on the tripod, so it's gonna be awkward, but I wanna show you what my photography station now looks like. Here it is. Here it is. I've got my two lights going. I've got a plug up there, and then underneath I have the space to store things I sourced. It's just right here on this rack. Like, oh my goodness, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. I am going to try for as long as I can to get away with not using a fan in here. I'm gonna talk about the things that I sourced yesterday. I spent $200 at one thrift store, and then I popped into Goodwill last night and I spent an additional $35, so not a big trip there. I got there around 8:30 p.m. and they close at 9. So let's just see what I sourced yesterday. I found this Patagonia really kind of nubby fleece women's jacket. It's a size medium. I did pay $15 for this. I am not concerned about making my money back. I should sell it between $75 and $65. I found a pair of Madewell Kelly Demi boot, and they're a size 31. I was excited about that. The Kelly Demi boot has a little bit of like a flare to the bottom of the leg, and this particular one has this really cute design on the back. It is an older style, I want to say from 2018, but I would also note that this style has a lot of traction right now. I picked up this Torrid topper and I thought it was really cute. It's sheer. What I liked about it is that it has silver metallic thread going through it, and silver is pretty hot right now, or so they say. I found this that was $5. The Madewell jeans were $10. I found this super cute New With Tags Super Fox midi dress. It has a smocked top and it's New With Tags. It has Nordstrom tags on it, so woohoo! Excited for that. I don't think I've sold Super Fox before. It's 2 X's in Fox. I found this thermal Sundance top. This was $5. I pick up any thermal waffle knit thing. Sundance is just a little bonus. They put these lovely details on things. I also got this for $5. It's just a Bowden jersey dress. I just recently sold one of these, so they go pretty well for me. I would say $32. I'll post it for $40 and hope to get $32. This was a random purchase. This is a made in the USA polo shirt that is Harley Davidson. Has a really cool kind of herringbone knit to the fabric, and if you've been around here at all, I really do have a soft spot for made in the USA, so I picked it up, hoping for $32 on that. I found this Tucker silk blouse. It does have a stripy pattern to it, but it also has a print within the stripes, so I found it very pretty. It has really lovely button detailing, and it also has a little peplum on the bottom. Kind of checks all the boxes. I got this for $5. I got another Sundance top for $5. And this one just has a little bit of like a flutter sleeve that goes all the way to the hemline and has a nice flowy feel to it. A cute kind of muted watercolor floral print. I also picked up this kimchi blue. This is a jumper romper. It's shorts on the bottom. Also because it's silver, and I normally would not sell kimchi blue unless it was my daughter's. They shop a lot at Urban Outfitters, but this one happened to be new with tags, so I decided to pick it up because of the silver and new with tags. It was also $5. I also found a lot of bras yesterday at my favorite thrift store, and I'm just gonna share, they're all on one hanger, what brands of bras I am picking up that have a pretty fast sell-through rate. I always pick up Cup. This is what the tag looks like. This is the balconette bra. So I got one that was a print. It's just meshy. It doesn't have lined cups. I also found 2 of these merino wool bras, and I think I manifested them. The brand on this is Bronwyn, B-R-A-N-W-Y-N. They're an extra large. And I was recently in a video talking about merino wool bras and how people seek them out, and if I ever find one in my size, I'll keep it. Now these are an extra large, so I am curious. I'm gonna try it on. I don't know if it runs small or is a bigger fit. I typically would wear something between a medium and a large and a style bra like this, so I am curious to put it on. It's funny, this happens to me sometimes, but I found like 2 of everything. So I found 2 cups, I found 2 Bronwyn merino bras. The other cup I found is the balconette as well. It's just a different size in black. And here's the kind of the more neutral tone Bronwyn merino. And then I also found 2 large Patagonia bras, and they both have their pads. I'll show you. This is usually what it looks like on the inside. Sometimes it will say Patagonia on the outside, but not always with their bras. Yeah, right here along the band. So just keep your eyes peeled. I really rely on my sense of touch. When I'm going through racks, I'm not touching hangers, I'm touching the actual product. And when I was going through the bra rack, these merino wool bras stuck out to me because they didn't feel synthetic, and I really love to focus on natural fibers when I'm sourcing. So we'll see how they do. I'm assuming $36 for those, and they were all $4, those bras. I also picked up this Brighton Vera Newman collab. I'm not familiar. I mean, I'm familiar with Brighton. I'm not familiar with Vera Newman, but this is a really cute tote bag. There was a comp for $60 on Posh sold for this, and it even has Coach vibes here. So yeah, this I am gonna post, actually, because I couldn't find another one. I'm gonna post this for $75 and hope that I am able to get $75 for it. I picked up this Rothy's tote for $4. It's really cute. Rothy's makes adorable bags. I mean, look at the details on that. It's got the rope handle. It's really heavy duty canvas. I bought my first pair of Rothy's at their store on Melrose Ave in Los Angeles. And so I have a special edition Melrose bag. Let's see. I'm gonna go grab the couple other things that I picked up. I picked up one more bag, and that was this Lotus bag, L-O-D-I-S. I know this is a brand. They make wallets and purses. and bags. It's a brand that you can find at Nordstrom. It is a really cute snakeskin print and it just feels lovely. It's a great fun size. I found a pair of foam Danskos. Now I've never found foam Danskos before, so that's super fun. I found these Camper, which is, I believe Spanish. It's a European shoe company and definitely has a following. They have fun European lines. And I found these P448s. I don't know much about the brand, but comps looked great on these as well. They have a really fun, I'm gonna show you the inside of these, is like terry cloth. So that's it. I also picked up a pair of Hoka's, but I currently have them in the wash. And those are the items that I sourced. I haven't run the numbers on what I think I'm gonna get back on those, but I did just make a sale. That always happens. That's so funny. That's Posh Sidekick. Okay, just taking a moment to acknowledge this. Do you see how I have like 2x4s? The studs are up here. What I was thinking, because I have this tapestry and now it doesn't go all the way over to there and it's kind of driving me bonkers. What I was thinking is there must be some sort of curtain type solution where I can bring a rod straight down from there and have a rod that goes all the way to that stud. So then I could have two curtains that would open this way and go all the way down to the floor. So I think that's my next job. The other thing I talked about doing was in this space right here, since I use tissue paper on every sale, is that I'm either going to attach a dowel or some wire, but so I could have my tissue paper hanging right here since a good enough width, and then I could just pull it down off of the dowel and I could have my big pieces there and my smaller pieces up there. I mean, the wheels are just turning here. I was also thinking about maybe trying to get some linoleum overlay and I could put it on the entire surface of the workbench, because I, in the meantime, had found this surface at Home Depot just to cover the wood so my fingers didn't get any slivers or anything like that. But it is a little bit bumpy because it's supposed to look like stainless steel. And so I think I want just a smooth surface for easy wiping. And I'm gonna look into getting sheets of Formica because this is about a countertop width. So I think I could get Formica, glue it down, affix it to the wood, the plywood that is on this surface, and then have a smooth surface to continually wipe down. I am going to move everyone over to my photographing spot, although I don't know exactly how this is gonna go, but here we are. And what am I gonna photograph first? I think I'm gonna photograph that. I love having shoes and stuff under there. I think I'm gonna photograph the Patagonia jacket first because that's not one I necessarily have to put on the mannequin. It does look like the pile of this is a little bit worn here, like it kind of flattens out. So I might need to take the depiller to that to see if it can refresh it. Let's take some pictures. I just sold 2 pairs of jeans and I have my hair up because it is over 90 degrees. I just sold these Abercrombie Ultra High Rise Kick Flare jeans for $45. And I sold these vintage Seafarer Sailor jeans. I put Maritime in it, patch pocket. I sold them as a size 26. They had no size in them, but these are the real deal, and they're very popular with some high-end brands to make these patch pocket style jeans. Okay. So one of the things that I discovered now that I'm actually doing work in here, like taking photographs and then sitting at my computer or placing orders for curtains, which are coming tomorrow, is that this stool right here is really not very comfortable. It's fine for like short periods to like pop in and do things, but it is not a long-term let's hunker down and get work done. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get my hands on a high top office chair looking stool. Okay, so I am going to make my second post office run of the day, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna start photographing those items, and I'm gonna talk about these things. I'm going to talk about promoted closets and how I did with promoted closets. I'm gonna talk about partial refunds, which is the new and improved Poshmark, I don't know. And I'm gonna also talk about closet scores. Did you know that every Posh closet has a score, and if you get past a certain point, you are more favored in the algorithm? Well, it does, and we're gonna talk about it. I'll be back. Okay, everyone, let's fast forward a couple of days. Saturday, I had a little bit of a stomach bug, and yesterday I decided to completely lay low because I didn't want to overdo it. And today I am feeling back about 85–90%, and I still need to photograph these items, and I want to wrap up this video. And I wanted to talk about some things that are actually happening on Poshmark, and yeah, a little bit about Posh Sidekick too, because they have an interesting feature that I don't think a lot of people are aware of. So I have this Super Fox maxi dress, and well, actually it's a midi dress, but I will say the size of this makes it a little bit difficult to photograph. So what I typically do is I lay out the items that are more of a rectangle, and I make them look all pretty. And this is new with tags, so I'm going to show that tag when I'm photographing this. And what I do is I always photograph in square so I don't have to go back and change anything. I've talked about that before. You just find the square setting in your iPhone. But if you press the 05, which is just that little setting, it's gonna zoom it really far out, and then that'll give you the ability to fit something like this in a square. Now I will say it's not a beautiful photograph, but that's not gonna be my cover. It's just allowing the buyer to see the entire item as it is. Let's see. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the new feature in Poshmark that they are calling partial refunds. Whoa, I don't even know what to make of this. I'm really like not very excited about the notion of partial refunds, but I guess it is what it is, and we'll see if it works out to sellers' benefits or if buyers start taking advantage of wanting a partial refund. I think what happens is someone requests a return, and you have the opportunity to say, hey, you know, I'm sorry I didn't notice that stain on the dress. I'd like to refund you 25% back. Would you keep the item if I sent you 25% back? I believe that's the notion behind it. Now, what I will say is I have a feeling people are going to be buying items, requesting refunds, but really just looking for the seller to come back and say, hey, here's $20 back on your purchase. I personally feel like it's going to hurt sellers, but maybe it will help avoid some refunds. And you know, sometimes I sell something and I kind of feel like, well, maybe I sold that for a little bit more than I think it's worth. Now I'm looking at this, and this is new at tags, and I see a little dot on the liner here. So I might try to stain spray this little dot. I like to show that the item is lined. I like to show what the fabric is and what the care tag is. For example, people can wash this at home. I always take a picture of the back, and I will probably put this on Macy, and when it's on Macy, that's my mannequin right here. When it's on Macy, I will probably also run the Google image search on this dress to see if anything comes up. So that came up right away with the item. So I see one of them on Posh. The next Poshmark feature, I suppose you could say, that I want to talk about is promoted closets. Now, I know I touched on it a little tiny bit. I've been toying with the idea of actually paying for it. I was a part of the promoted closet beta. I mean, it's still in beta, but I was invited to test it just for 2 weeks. I noticed some people were able to test it for 4 weeks, but I was invited to 2. And basically, it's hard to multitask, so I'm working on it here. So basically, you pay per clicks with Promoted Closet. So it'll tell you how many impressions, which means how many people put their eyes on your items, how many clicks, how many items sold, and for how much. And it did tell me what I would have spent. So for example, I had 95,000 impressions in the 2 weeks that I ran the Promoted Closet. And I had 1,798 clicks through. So 1,798 clicks, to which I sold 7 items. So percentage-wise, that is, that's not great percents. If I sold 7 items, let's see, divided by 1,798 clicks. That is, it's 0.003% of the items that were clicked on sold. So it's not like 10% sell through or something. So I sold 7 items for $438. What's interesting about that is that one of them I know for a fact was like a $250 item that I think would have sold without promotion anyway. It was a very unique and new item with tags that was not available in that color. It was a Susie Condi item, and those items definitely are hard to find, and especially in that color. So I find it interesting when I say 438. If I were to back out just $200 from that, I only sold a couple $100 with these Promoted Closet listings. My spend would have been $90. I was at $45 a week. So $438, I don't know. I'm thinking that's after Posh fees. That's gotta be after Posh fees. I'll look into that. Minus $90, so we're down to $338 for 7 items. And you know, I do some consignment. Like, how does that work into consignment? Do I make the person pay part of my fees? I don't think I would, because I only take a 50% cut. But am I truly bringing home the 20% of the $250? I'm not. So there's a lot of variables in this that I'm not sure how I feel about them. I have considered, though, because it's the end of the month and I'm looking to hit sales goals, I have considered, you know, hitting the button and trying it again at a lower level. They recommend, I want to say They recommend a number for the size of your closet of what you should spend, and I believe it's around $35 that they're recommending to me, and I may do around $30 and see how it goes. I believe that fee is per week. So if I click on the $30 per week, it promotes my listings to whatever that percentage is of my closet that I have paid for. And then 30 times 4, 3 times 4 is 12. So that's $120 a month that I would have to pay for that service out of my profits. They ask you for a credit card, and you know, so they take their money. It's not like if you sell things, they take your money. It's like they just straight up take the money. Oh gosh, I mean, I find I grapple with it a little bit. I'm not an eBay person, but I know people do promoted listings on eBay, and it's very similar to that model. Although eBay takes their money when you sell that item, they don't just charge you to promote your listings, I think. And so that makes me a little bit nervous too. And the last thing I want to talk about, I'm curious to see if anything comes up with this Sundance search. I see something for the loft. I see J. Jill. Aha! I found it. It's out of stock. It's called the Ingrid Henley top. It was $58. Good. I love finding a stock photo because obviously this flat lay, white, cream color on white, it just doesn't look that great. I do like to take the picture of the interior tag, which I just mentioned, because I think people want to know what the materials are. This is 100% cotton. It also gives some insight that there's a button, care factors. If something's dry clean only, it could dissuade someone from buying it. And I don't want anyone to buy an item that they don't want to be into the cost of dry cleaning it. So, okay, Sundance shirt. Let me just look at my photos and see if I covered all the bases that I wanted to on this. I did pit to pit and I did length, and if it were a pair of jeans, I'd also do rise. Now on the midi dress, I did do length, I did pit to pit, so that looks good. I will have to take a closer look at that lining and see if I can just spot clean that spot. It's unusual, but things happen in storage, and it doesn't surprise me that an item could have some marks to it that is actually new with tags. And the last thing I want to talk about, I'm not going to photograph because I'm not very good at multitasking. I'm so impressed by people who do that, is closet scores. Now, I have talked about being a huge fan of Posh Sidekick, and it's a service that I feel like has just leveled up my business. I was using Flip, and it's a free service, and if you're at that level and you just need a little assist, I think Flip is great. But to me, Flip needed to be babysat, like way more than I had time for. So I did the trial of Posh Sidekick, and it just was going so swimmingly for me that I decided to become a customer of Posh Sidekick. Now I'll show you, inside Posh Sidekick, they just have so many features that I think are really cool and set them apart. And the top one I have talked about in the past is how the developers of the company are users of Poshmark. So how incredible is that? Like, it's not someone like, oh, I think I want to go into the business of automating Poshmark. This developer, husband and wife team, and they also have partners, come at it from the seller perspective. They know the ins and outs of selling on Poshmark, so they intuitively create tools. They have intuitively created tools that really, I think, set them apart. And I haven't paid for another service, so I'm not going to speak to any other services. I'm just going to speak to what I love about Posh Sidekick. So they have tools that you can use in the app, and that is background remover, promote your listing, view sales report, my auctions, and my categories. So my auctions allows you to run silent auctions. That's automated through the app, and you don't have to be present. It just runs it for you. Wow. I am dipping my toes into silent auctions. I don't source to sell at the price point that a lot of auctions sell for. So I'm not sourcing to sell items for $10 to $15, and I know people sell items for all over the map, but just in general, the profit margin that I have in my closet, I don't really see going anywhere with auctions, and I do need to work on it. But the one thing I wanted to talk about in background remover, I love as well, because I can shoot this on Macy. I post it, I go in, I remove the background, and it just updates it in the listing for me. It's view sales report. Now, there's something about this that people don't talk about. Poshmark has, there we go. Poshmark has built into it a closet score, and it's not published, but it's available to people who know how to find it. And essentially the long and short of it is you get 5 points for every sale you make, and you get 5 points for every purchase you make. Now, if someone returns an item and it's your fault, or you have to cancel a sale, you lose 15 points. Now, I have sold 1,966 items in my closet, and my current closet score is 10,080. Now, from what I've heard, starting at 3,000 to 5,000, Poshmark bumps you up in the search algorithm. So you are proving to be a consistent seller when your score hits between 3,000 and 5,000. I just hit 10,000. I'm at $75,000 in revenue. Now, I want to say something so cool, and this is what makes Sidekick special. My closet score was 9,995. So I was one sale away from hitting 10,000 for my closet score, and it just felt special. And I sent a message to one of the developers of Posh Sidekick, and she's so sweet and friendly and kind. She came to my closet and she purchased an item for me, didn't send me an offer, bought a full priced item, and got me to that 10,000 score. Now, I don't know if Posher VA or if any of these other Vendu, any of these other apps that people use are that intimately involved with their customers in the sense of they care. I mean, to have this person buy an item from me to get me to that 10,000 was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? You bought this dress from me? Like, I don't know. So from here on out, I am a ride or die for Posh Sidekick, and they are always developing new features to help sellers optimize their business. They are in the business of taking things off your plate and helping you optimize your experience as a seller. I have lots of things I could talk about with Posh Sidekick, but I just wanted to share that one. I'm gonna get onto photographing here. I'm gonna cut this video and post it. I also have a ship with me to shoot and I'm gonna show you my new curtains in the next video, and they may just become a part of this whole channel, like me coming through the curtains with my stack of stuff. And I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for watching. This was a real hodgepodge video, as I like to call it, and it really is the insight into the life of a reseller, because one day I think I'm gonna photograph, and then I find myself organizing things, hanging curtains, and stain treating things, and I don't get to photographing items. Today I'm trying to get this video done, and it's hard for me. I'm admitting it, to multitask and do this. So thank you so much for watching. Okay, I actually have an interesting challenge for us because I just went through this. I am the person who will be out in my garage until midnight, 1 a.m. getting tasks done. I was really gung-ho to organize my closet, and that was important to me. That was really important to me, to get those tasks done. Now, I did mention how I had a minor stomach bug on Saturday, and it just kind of made me pause. And this is what my challenge is to you. If you are a person that spends a lot of your free time when you're not working, dedicated to your family, taking care of yourself, taking care of your home, you find yourself reselling in all of your free time, I'm gonna actually challenge you to take a day off. If you normally do an hour or two of reselling tasks, I'm gonna ask you to give yourself a day. And that doesn't mean not shipping items. That just means not posting anything, not going outsourcing. I think we do have to be realistic and stay engaged with our buyers. I mean, heck, you could go on vacation for the day if you wanted to and truly clock out. But I will say balance is important, and today I have so much more zest and energy to get all of these items photographed and posted and to get a video done, because I took a pause yesterday and I wasn't sending out offers. I was looking at offers that came in, but I didn't really do anything. I was letting my automated software just take care of my business for me, and I knew it was gonna be okay. I invite you to do that. Just take a little pause, 1 or 2 days, and know that everything is gonna be okay, and that you'll have more energy to come back to your business. Now, you may have all the energy because you're just starting, so stay with it, stay true, stay to your goals. But if you're a few years down the road and you're still giving this output every single day, I invite you to take the pause and see what happens on the flip side. See what your energy level's like. That's all I have. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this weird video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'd love for you to subscribe. I will be around. See you next time. Take care.